Hello, and welcome to Pwnery's Kickin' It Old School, Season 5, Episode 22, and this is Beyond Shadowgate, the spiritual successor to the original NES Shadowgate, from the early 90s. We pick up where we left you last, which is the cusp of summer, the day before June 1st. And, it's hot. Oh wait, we're talking about the game, aren't we? Ha! We're in the attic with the imp, the little shit that stole all our stuff. But he bribed us into earning it back, and we had to jump through a few hoops. But at least we got our stuff back, and he gave us a scroll of some sort that gave us a new spell, Seshia Mort. So, it wasn't all bad, and he seems really proud of himself and quite happy that he's got his house back. So anyway, let's get a move on, shall we? We have a pantry key, so we should try to find said pantry. Oh, the front door of the mansion's locked tight. There's no way out until the Eerie Force releases it. Right. Ah. What's a scullery without a pantry, you wonder? You see a small keyhole. That's the one. No. Use. As you can see, I'm back on my mouse, so we don't do this thing in this way and trying to get the damn thing to work. Not a master of the analog stick, I guess. Open. It did open, and then move inside. Alright, let's see what we got here. These once fine dinnerware plates have been reduced to shards of broken ceramic. Probably useless. You peer at the jar and notice a single floating eye looking back at you. Ugh, you say, recoiling from the specimen. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna need that either. Light reflects dimly off the yellow stone. Despite the color, it is identical to the red stone you used on the portal. Okay, I guess we'll just take this. This yellow stone gives you a strange sense of deja vu. It reminds you of the red stone that activated the portal. Right. Let's see if it fits in that portal. Maybe it'll take us somewhere else. Having defeated the Phantom, the door is open. You're free to leave. Right. So I guess what that did was it prevented me from wandering off without the stone. That's cool. So, you step out of the mansion and into the cool night air. So much time has passed since you began chasing Belazar. I should note, before I walked out the door, it unlocked an achievement, but I've tried to record this episode 3 times, and for some reason my start bar kept showing up, so I couldn't see the achievement. If you play this game, you'll see the achievement and whatever it meant, but it didn't play it a second time because I had to reload the game. But it still gave me credit for the achievement anyway. Go figure. Anyway, just, programmer's note. 3rd time recording this. An unsettling feeling washes over you. You do not have long until his evil scheme comes to fruition. You must hurry. Everything is always a rush with this game. Let's go to the structure. We're out in the desert, right? Here's the Baron. Here's the crossroads. Nice. Here's the structure. Alright, let's try P.I. Stone. Why couldn't it just say Yellowstone? Kevin Costner would sue or something. What do you want to use this on? Here. A thrumming noise rises from the structure. Your hair stands on end as power crackles through the air. Oh, look at that. The space in the center of the machine begins to waver and distort. A portal appears out of thin air. That looks like modern time again. It does. It sounds... Okay, so for those of you who didn't know, Shadowgate, the creators of the original Shadowgate actually did a game called Deja Vu, where you're a private investigator, and you get into a car accident or something, and you're in a city trying to solve a mystery, I guess, or why you're there, or whatnot. Anyway, point is, this sort of has that same flavor as the beginning of that game, which I may or may not do a playthrough of that one too, eventually, because I've never actually beat that game. I've never finished it. So maybe it'll be cool for the channel. Anyway, you stagger forward, your head spinning like you're recovering from a stupor after a week-long festival in Windmere. So we're hungover. Got it. You have no idea where you are or why you're here, but at least you remember your name. Time to go, Dell, you mumble. Sure. You look around. The portal is nowhere to be found. You sigh heavily, wondering what to do until the wisp starts speaking. More good news and bad news, Dell. Bad news first this time. We've entered this world nowhere near a portal. Fine. Good news is that the key to use the portal is in this building. We can figure out how to get to the portal later. First, let's find that key. Okay. It's an image of several people all wearing the same uniform, with the snake emblem. They must be soldiers from the same kingdom fighting for their snake lords. I bet this is just a baseball team roster or something. A case with the glass doors mounted on the wall. There is an indent as if this is meant to hold something. It appears to be the shape of a sword. No, that looks like the shape of a bat. It's an image of a man wearing a pinstripe suit with a snake on the front. He's holding a leather glove and a white ball. Yeah, see, it's a baseball photo. The plaque says, or the plaque at the base of the image says, starting pitcher K. Roloffs, player number 24. There's a note written on the image. To Joe, thanks for the free grub. It was edible. KR. So we have somehow fast forwarded to modern society. Okay. That's fine. So let me look at that again. Starting pitcher number 24. I wonder if that's going to be important later. Well, no sense in thinking about it now. Approaching the glass door, you look upon a vast city unlike any you've seen, filled with humans dressed in unfamiliar clothing. I'll need to blend in, you say. You see some men out front, and you overhear their conversation. We got the door covered, and Frankie's inside looking for the money, boss. No way Ace is getting out alive. You realize you've accidentally stepped into the middle of something serious. You should stick with what you do best. Get what you need, and make a silent escape. Sure. What do we got here? There's a folded... I think that meant folded paper, not folder paper. On the bar top, it's open to the sports column. It reads, "It's a big day for the local sports fans." See, if you're Dell and you're a halfling or fenling, none of this makes any sense to you. Teams will be in action. The game times are: the Hounds play first at 1:30, the Serpents follow at 3:45, and the Gargoyles finish the night with a match at 8. That seems to be important. Like, why would they tell me all this? Well, let's try opening that. The sign on the door says no customers allowed. Luckily, I'm not a customer, you think to yourself. You open the door. Alright. The light rapidly fades as you descend the stairs. You can't see anything save a small chain hanging from the ceiling. See, like, he doesn't know any of what this stuff is. But we do, because we're not dumb. You reach the overhead and grab the chain, or give the chain a gentle pull. It clicks and light fills the room, revealing a small cellar. A self-lighting miniature lantern. How convenient. I'll be sure to remember that when I return to the fens, you think. Sure you will. There's a long wooden object here amongst the glass bottles. I'll take that. See, it's a baseball bat. I knew it! You reach up and slide the wooden object from the rack. It appears to be a slender club. It has decent heft and is quite solid. You're impressed with its quality. Dell is a simple man. He's got a simple mind. Oh, let's look at this. A big barrel is set against the wall, the type of barrel used for storing wine. Okay. There's a framed picture stored down here. It's far too filthy to make out what it is, though. Let's rinse it off. You turn the knob and prepare for a stream of wine to come pouring out. You're just about to bend down and drink from the tap when you notice that a steady flow of water comes streaming out. Watered down wine? What a shame. As the last of the water drips out, you notice that the picture has been conveniently cleaned. Right. It's an image of a man wearing an odd helmet with a stone monster painted on it. He's holding a brown leather ball. A plaque at the base of the image says, Wide Receiver, C. Guyzette. Player number 39. Did I walk into like a sports bar or something? It kind of seems that way, doesn't it? There's something written on the image. Joe, you gotta hire a painter and fix the place up. Okay. I think we're done there. So, we're in a place called Joe's Bar. That's what it is. Let's move upstairs. Oh, shit. You slowly creep up the stairs as the figure of a man comes into view. As he works, you hear scraping metal sounds. As an experienced thief, but a miserable lockpicker, you recognize the sounds of a stubborn lock when you hear one. Realizing it's only the two of you in this building, you begin thinking of a way to subdue the intruder before he sees you. Well, I happen to have this here bat. Bliat! You sneak behind the thief, raise your club over your shoulder, and prepare to swing. His gruff voice mumbles, "Got it!" as the lock clicks open. Seizing the chance, you swing the club, striking him in the head. Pow! I like that. The goon stumbles silently and collapses down the hall. Realizing you handled the goon and the lock simultaneously, you drop the club and smile at a job well done. Dude. Really? What's this? You read the name on the faded poster. It says Puff McMuffin. Right. See a spot on the wall that is less faded than the rest. Something must have hung here recently. Until recently. I bet that picture of the outside by the wine thing. It's a photo of a large padded gloves. You aren't quite sure what they're used for. Whatever. We're gonna go to the door. Alright, so we're in the waiting room. Well, we need to blend in, right? So let's take that coat. We take the faded coat. Maybe it'll help look the part, you think? Sure. Let's put it on. Self. You slide your arms into the coat sleeves and realize you're swimming in fabric. This simply won't do. A loud sigh sounds in your ear as the wisp speaks curtly. I don't have all day. Fine, I'll help you out. Faded coat glows blue and shrinks around your body, creating a snug-fitting garment. Wow, you say? What else can you do? The wisp replies, many things, just not for you. It says with an obnoxious smile. Man, I should have used the bat on the wisp. Anyway. So, now we're sort of dressed. Let's see, what else do we got here? It's a board with several sheets of blank paper. This may be good for navigating this crazy place, you think. Alright, let's take that. Grab the sheets of paper. Notepad. Got it. There's a photo here. It's an image of a man wearing strange armor with a large dog painted on his chest. He's carrying a tall, curved stick. Weird outfit, tall, curved stick. Golf? Hockey? Hockey. I bet it's hockey. The plaque at the base of the image says, Team Captain D. Marsh, player number 19. Right. Okay. There's a signature written on the image. To my favorite joint in town, Jim's Tavern, Marsh. So apparently this is a hangout for celebrity sports people. And then they leave pictures and autographs. Let's see. These are like old-fashioned light switches. Or just electric switches. It's a small brown box with a button on it. A thin metal wire runs from the top of the box to the door. So this probably is an actuator. You push the button with your thumb and it gives in. Yep, you hear a lock release across the room. Cool. Can I open the desk? You cannot open that. Okay, well can I open the door? I can't open that. Let's go that way. First thing you notice in this office is the stale air permeating the room. Something about it puts you on edge. The desk looks newer than the chair, and the carpet underneath... and the carpet underneath it is covered in faded stains. Okay. I don't know if that means anything, but whatever. Let's look at this. This looks like a boxing poster. The frame poster is hanging askew on the wall. The fact that it is not level is bothersome to you. Well, let's move it. Or straighten it out or something. Aha! Unable to tolerate the unlevel poster any longer, you pull it from the wall, revealing a hidden safe. Yeah, okay, I guess Del would know. Alright. It's a wall-mounted safe. You have to get closer if you want to look at what's inside. Hang on a second. I want to backtrack for just a sec. You see, I took the time to actually look at all the photos, and I was sort of taking notes, so I figured I should probably do that. And that way I have like a record of all these things. Alright, so the most important thing is the animals and the numbers, I believe. So, K. Raffles, player number 24. That's the thing, right? So it's a snake. Let's think snake 24. That's the important thing. And then the hockey player was the dog, I think? We'll figure it out. Okay. The door to the safe is solid steel. There's no getting in without unlocking it. Okay. This interesting mechanism appears to be a cog with numbers etched into it. You can slide it to change the number. Use. Ah, right. So we have 3 sets of numbers. Okay, I'm not doing this in any particular order. I'm just doing them as I wrote them down. So what I did was I picked the order of the dog, the snake, and then that gargoyle thing, because that's how I wrote it down. Use this. You grasp the handle and attempt to pull the safe open. Ah! First try. Sweet. I should have, like, I wanted to do it in the order that I saw it in, but because I took the photos and did it backwards, then it didn't quite work that way. Alright. Hey, that looks like one of those stones, doesn't it? Maybe it's just your optimism, but you swear you can see glimpses of a Kaltoran reflecting in it. Or see the glimpses of Kaltoran reflecting in it. Oops. I didn't see what that said. You see a familiar sight. This is clearly the portal key. Well, that was easy enough. You grab the portal key, glad to be one step closer to getting back home. Fine. What else do we got here? What is all this? There's a pile of green paper in the safe. If this is locked up, it must be important. Amuse yourself. Oh, I'll take that too. Oh, it's money. You grab the piles of paper, understanding that they are valuable in this world. Sure. Okay, well, what's this? No, this thing. Nothing. Alright, let's get the hell out of here. Especially before that guy wakes up. You hear several footsteps enter the next room. A gruff voice speaks up. Oh boy. Wonder if this is gonna be one of those time things where they'll come in and kill you. We got Ace trapped, boys. Get in there and let's rattle him. Don't stop till he's full of lead. The wisp chimes in. Sounds like they mean business, Dell. You have everything you need. Time to get the hell out of here. Well, let's open the window, I guess. You pull the string next to the window and the shade quickly rises. Convenient, you say with some surprise. Right. Move out the window. You step into the platform and a cold wind whips past you. This is a windy city. Are we in Chicago? Is that what's going on? Maybe we're in Chicago. Alley. You drop down from the platform above and tumble as you hit the ground. It was quite the fall, but you're no worse for wear. Good. You've escaped from those goons, but now you've got a whole city ahead of you. You have no idea how you'll get back to Kaltorla. A large fence built from long, thin metal wires blocking the alley exit. Despite the unusual look of the steel set into the ground, you recognize the fetid odor of the sewer. So, do we go to the sewers? Do we become a Ninja Turtle? Uh-oh. Yeah, I guess we become a Ninja Turtle. You reach down and grab the edge of the cover and slide it off the hole. It's much lighter than a dungeon cell grade. I would have figured that would be the opposite, actually. Is that a dog? A cat is curled up resting here. It's likely down here to escape the harsh winds of the city streets. Does the cat speak? You reach out to pet the cat, and it recoils and hisses loudly at you as it runs off. Dang. The noise it makes echoes off the sewer walls. A ferocious sewer alligator pops up from the water. It looks hungry. I guess we weren't supposed to mess with the cat. Crunch! It clamps its jaws on your legs and twirls around, snapping your bones in several places. It drags you down into the sewer water, tearing more chunks of your flesh to pieces before it finishes you off. Oh look, he's gangster now. Dang. Alright. Well, it wouldn't be an episode of mine if I didn't die at least once, right? I guess you don't want to make noise with that either. What are these? It appears to be a powerful set of cutting shears. You'd think they could cut through metal. Alright, I'll take that. You pick up the cutting tool. Wire cutters. Does that mean I'm done in the sewer? Well, I have wire cutters, and that looks like wire, so let's cut it. Bang! You place the metal jaws over the wire and slowly snip through each piece until there's a hole large enough for you to escape. Boom. Now we're on the street. You stand in the middle of a street. It's eerily quiet with none of the bustling activity you would expect. A peculiar carriage catches your eye. As you approach it, a claw slips over your head and you're shoved from behind. There's a loud slam, then the sound of a muffled, gruff voice that says, "You's pretty dumb to come around again, Ace. The Syndicate has had enough of you. Whatever you're being held in starts to rumble, and you sense you're moving for a very long time. You feel the shaking stop. Moments later, you hear a click and are met with a gust of frigid wind. You're lifted into the air and tossed into the cold ground. The gruff voice speaks again. The bosses like you, Ace, so they're giving you options. You can freeze to death or drown in the lake. See ya, gumshoe. You hear the sound, or a loud noise, away from you as you get to your feet and rip the cloth off your head to see a vast frozen tundra. You realize you're on a large lake. The wind scatters snow in all directions. You quickly erasing your footsteps. Well, a lot of good this did me, or this coat did me. I've been mistaken for this Mr. Gumshoe, whoever that is. So yeah, I think that's an homage to Deja Vu. I think that's what it was called. Or maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was called Uninvited. I don't remember now. Maybe there was 2 games. Maybe it was Uninvited. I don't know. It may make itself to the channel eventually. You take off and discard the coat, not wanting any more cases of mistaken identity. Right. Let's look at this. The cracks running through the ice makes you nervous. Very nervous. Well, I think we should probably move in the directions not cracked, so that way. Good. That way. And then that way. And then that way. We made say a circle, man. Oh, it changed. Okay. Lake shore. You breathe a sigh of relief as you step foot off of the frozen lake. After the excitement wears off and you calm down, you quickly retrace your steps and write them down. Path notes. With your notes in hand, you feel like a real detective. Surely you're better than whoever it was those goons were after. Mr. Shoe something. That's kind of funny. What is that? Stone stairs lead to a grand entrance. Like everything else here, the architecture is unusual, but not unpleasant. Well, let's go there. Oh look, another dude. So it's just entrance. Do I talk to this guy? Let me look at this guy. You see the ragged face of a stranger. He's wearing a familiar coat, and there are bruises across his knuckles. Can I speak to him? You say hello. The man responds. Hey kid. You look lost and confused. Happened to me once. Name's Ace Harding. What's yours? Ace Harding is the guy from the other game. I remember the name. Should I speak to him again? You tell him your name. Dell, huh? Strange name for a short one like you. Tell you what, I run a boxing gym. Come by and I'll teach you something to help keep people off your case. That's cool. Talk to him again. You tell him about your trek across the ice. He responds, goons? I took care of them. I've been at this for years. Alright kid, I like you, but it's windy out here. Get on inside. Cool. Museum. Okay. Well, I guess I should pay. You slip the green notes in the slot and watch as the paper at the top grows. It says, Receipt, Museum of Science and Industry. You don't know what science and industry are, but you know what a receipt is. That's your ticket into this place. Okay, I guess we're gonna be taking a ticket. Yeah. You grab the ticket and rip it from the box. You're pleased with the satisfying sound of the paper tearing. Very simple guy. Right. Well, what's this? It's a statue of a burly man holding a sword. You can't help but think that you would look handsome if made of marble. Right. A painting of an eagle attacking a snake hangs behind a rope made of velvet. You don't know much about art, but it's very good. Sure, whatever. A man in uniform stops you. He says, got a ticket, fella? As a matter of fact, I do. What do you want to use this on? Mr. McFeely here. You hand the man a ticket, he takes it and moves aside without a word. Right, get the hell out of my way. Luck smiles on you once more as you see a familiar-looking structure in the center of a large room. The wisp chimes in. This portal is drawing power from this place, but it has no destination. Let's use the key and get it home. That sounds like a really good idea. You place the key into the slot. Boom! A portal forms and you can see a glimpse of home. Well... Achievement unlocked. Chicago. Escape Chicago, right. So we were in the Windy City. You return through the portal, tired of being transported to places you don't belong. At least you don't feel ill. Yeah, that's true. But you know what? I do feel like that we've run out of time for the day. This was Pwnery's Kicking It Old School, Season 5, Episode 22. And if you like what you see, hit the old like button. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And maybe subscribe, or share it with somebody who would. If you're a regular here, welcome back. Either way, check out my other playlists. Maybe your playlist too. I mean, sometimes people are vain enough to watch themselves, I guess. Either way, check out my other playlist and see if my other interests may be of interest to you. Next week, more Dell. More Portalry? I hope not. I mean, it seems like pointless to keep going through this thing just to end up right back here, right? Anyway, we'll see you next week.